Wesley and Will.
Welcome to another episode of Other Side News. Today we want to talk about Doctor Strange.
Oh, yeah.
One of your new favorite Marvel movies, right?
Frickin' loved it. Great frickin' movie. It touched on so many great elements. Like I said on our Facebook page, to me it was what the Doctor needed. I love the humor in this movie, the characters, the Dr. Cumberbatch is just awesome.
Well, yes.
I love
that's pitch
his
perfect
portrayal.
casting when they cast Cumberbatch to be Doctor Strange. I mean, it just, as soon as you saw him in the getup, you were like, well, yeah, that's Doctor Strange. It's kind of like Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark. It's like, of course, that's Tony Stark.
His portrayal of Doctor Strange is just excellent. The heart of this movie is really good. You know, we go through, obviously, it's an origin story. So, you know, we take Doctor Strange from being this brilliant, rich surgeon to broke, trying to put his life back together and walking into a world that he wasn't ready for. Just taking a step into a much bigger world.
Well, not just he wasn't ready for, a world he didn't know and most people don't know even exists.
Yeah, it was excellent movie. It was just what the Doctor ordered. The spiritual connection that they made, you know, it was really cool to see Marvel go this direction instead of, you know, we've had a lot of soldiers, we've had criminals. Now we got we've got the teenage aspect coming into these movies, and now he's taking on this spiritual path. And it's like, if you like what Scarlet Witch has been doing in the Civil War and then
Avengers 2.
Avengers 2. I mean, Doctor Strange just takes it to the next level, and the cinematography is excellent. I recommend seeing this movie in 3D. All right, it is shot too awesomely. There's so much great footage, great scenes. Some of the battles on the sides of the buildings. I mean, it's like Inception and Matrix smashed together with magic, and it's just brilliant. It's just brilliant. And one little spoiler, unless you've already seen it already, is great to know that Doctor Strange is teaming up. You know, because we knew he was going to be, if you don't know anything about the Infinity Wars, Doctor Strange plays, you know, a pretty big role in the Infinity Wars. He's got a good part in the Infinity Wars. So it's really cool to see, because of the end credit scene, there's a scene between Doctor Strange and Thor.
Yeah, kind of how he gets pulled into the whole thing.
And it's really cool. So now Thor Ragnarok, looks like we're going to get Thor, we're going to get Hulk, and we're going to get Doctor Strange. And I just thought that was really freaking cool.
Yeah, that's definitely a shot out of nowhere. I think Thor will probably get out of that movie alive, in contradiction to what happened in the comics, but I'm okay with that. They'll want Thor for Infinity Gauntlet. Also, with the, you know, and giving no spoilers here, but, you know, you always get your big showdown at the end. Every superhero movie has it, and it always ends the same way. That's one thing I can give to this movie. Probably the most original concept I've seen of the hero dealing with his villain. I mean, even Batman and the Joker, which was more psychological, ends with a damn fist fight. So definitely this was very original, and I give him credit for that, because that's thinking outside the box.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, I just remember, like, you know, going into, like, Ant-Man, and, you know, and they gave you this different perspective on a character, and it's just like, they did a great job with Doctor Strange. I could not say enough good things about this movie. You definitely should go check it out. See it in 3D. Rotten Tomato obviously gave it, I think, like 90%. They did a good job for once. It's an excellent flick. I would have to say it is in my top 5 of, as much as I love the Captain America series, I think Doctor Strange is going to be an excellent series.
It makes sense, because Doctor Strange is another character like Iron Man that needed this broad exposure, because in the comics, you know, he's an interesting enough character in the comics, but he's kind of too overpowered for them to ever do anything with. And to case in point, at one point during World War Hulk, when the Incredible Hulk, and he's in his world breaker form, meaning he is strong enough to shatter the ground when he steps on it, he confronts Doctor Strange, and Doctor Strange tells him that your anger means nothing to me. I could blow your life out like you were a candle. You know, so I think when you have an overpowered character like that, they don't do a lot of interesting things with them.
Right.
So you gotta,
like Apocalypse.
Exactly.
Like Apocalypse.
It's difficult to deal with these powerful characters. So I think the movie treatment, putting him in a world, you know, showing the origin, and then pushing him into Asgard, where you're surrounded by all this mythical, crazy stuff, and then pushing him into Infinity Gauntlet, it's a great way to get that character exposure and showcase all of his talents without making it a 2-minute movie if he solves the problem.
And the other thing, minor spoiler, I don't want to give anything major away, but the other thing I thought was just genius is you have a friend that you make in this movie, and what, Mordo is his name, and they form this bond, and then that bond gets broken because Doctor Strange has to do what he believes is right. Very similar to Civil War with Captain America and Iron Man. It's like, look, this is the only way we're going to be able to win this fight. And it's just like, no, there's other ways to do it. You are messing with the laws of physics. You are going outside what we're supposed to do. And I can't stand for that. And he leaves the team. He leaves the group. And then, of course, you find out that one of the items that another spoiler, one of the items Doctor Strange is using is a time stone. He has one of the Infinity Stones.
Which I think we predicted. I mean, we'd have to go back and look at the video.
I'm
you
pretty
can as
sure
well,
we
but I
said
think we
time
predicted
stone.
that
Yeah.
it would be the time stone.
So now we have another reason why the mighty world-conquering Thanos would come to Earth, because now there are 2 Infinity Stones on Earth. One sitting in Doctor Strange's home,
and one in Vision's
inside
forehead.
Vision's forehead.
R.I.P. Vision, we're going to miss you.
Yeah. So, excellent movie. Go see it in 3D. You won't regret it. You'll love this flick. That's all I got. Doctor Strange, triple thumbs up, man. It was great. So, this is Will.
I'm Wesley.
See you next time.
Mr. Doctor.
It's strange.
Maybe. Who am I to judge?